Hello everyone and welcome back. I am very excited to show you today's project. We're going to be working on one of the blanks that were gifted to me by Little Star Glow Ponies. You can find the link if you want to get your own in the description. And we're going to be recreating the most expensive pony in pony history. And it is, if you haven't guessed already, drum roll please, Rapunzel. Now, I'm quite happy we get to use a blank for this project, also because I have had these beautiful ones for a while and I was really looking forward to finally getting to this particular pony, which also has a body that is not that easy to find. I didn't have any baits to do this one. So, get ready for a lot of hair. I'm going to tell you a little bit about why this pony is so important for collectors, and we're going to recreate a cheaper version of it. So let's get started. Right, so the first thing I want to show you is the materials we're going to use, although I ended up using something that is not here. I will show you, I will explain soon. But initially we have some nylon hair, we have some acrylic paints, and what is not being shown here is actually my acrylic pens. As usual, I will show you my mistakes first, so you can hopefully avoid them. And the first mistake I made here was thinking that I could actually use the brush to create this very fine symbol. But since we're going to spend some time seeing this failure, let me tell you a little bit about Rapunzel. Okay, the most important thing about this pony, I would say two things probably. One is that it was a mail order pony, so you could only get it if you bought it through mail. And the second one is that although it had a very reasonable price when it came out, today if you want to buy a Rapunzel you would expect to pay between $1,200 and $1,500, so $1,500. And that's on the lower end of price, because there have been much more expensive too, because there aren't too many of these Rapunzels available. So there are also lots of beautiful customs from different generations or from G1s, but like I said, the pose of the pony is not that easy to find. There are only a few ones with this pose, and if you're looking to make a custom, then you want to use a pony that is in a very poor condition. However, luckily, there are also blanks you can buy now, and this is the one we are using right now. It's a new pony. It's not official, it's not done by Hasbro, and you can customize this to your heart's content. Also, as you can see, they come pre-dyed in lots of different colors and poses, so a very good idea if you want to try some customization. So going back to the video, I realized the lines were not clean at all, so I decided to try the pens and see how well they wrote on the pony. And to my surprise, they were a much better choice. Although I only have two colors, I have pink or purple. So here I am goofing around because I know I will erase all of these and start again. So let's forget all of that happened and let's apply some acetone to get rid of the symbols. I waited a little bit for this to dry and then I removed them entirely. And like I have mentioned before, I think many times, this is one of the blessings of working with vinyl. You can just go back, revert things and start again. Just don't forget to wash off the acetone with soap and water. Alright, next attempt, pens, acrylic pens. These are much easier to use than the brush, but you have to be a little careful when you first activate it. I'm not sure what to call it, because you will get like a blob of paint at the end. So you can make sure it remains, how to say it, English. You clean the tip of the pen so it's not as blobby. And we are actually off to a terrible start because these are all, well, a little blobby but also very wobbly. So I lied when I said this was the definite version. This is not. We're going to start again. And if you're still watching, thank you. Now we are going to do it. And I think I covered the camera with my hand all the time. Oh my God. I thought this project was going so well, and now that I'm seeing the footage and recording this, I'm not so sure, but I have good intentions. Alright, so about the color. This is not the color of the Rapunzel symbol, but the pony is also not exactly a match for the original Rapunzel, which tends to be, I think, a lighter pink. And then the symbol is like a darker pink. As I said, I don't have the pen for this color, and I prefer to have cleaner lines than a messy, brushy mess. So my thought was the following: since this is not a real Rapunzel, not that anyone would think it is, I think it's okay to have a different color symbol, because this is a variant, if that makes sense. By the way, if you are thinking, why can't you just look at the camera while you record and stop covering your paint with your hands? The answer is, well, yeah, I should have. I should have. But also, I'm planning on buying like one of those little screens that you put in front of you, because what I'm doing now is just using like the viewfinder, I think it's called, of the camera. So I have the camera right in front of my face. That's why you can sometimes hear my breathing. And I don't, if I'm looking at the paint, I can't really look at the screen because it's kind of in the way the camera would cover my my view. So one of the things I want to do soon is get one of those screens that I can put like right next to the paint, so I can quickly check that I'm not ruining the shots. When I realized that I never actually talked about my setup, because you have asked me a couple of times if I can show like my collection. I don't really have much of a collection, first of all, and my work area is still very chaotic, very improvised. But I can tell you, in case you want to make videos like this, that you don't need much to have this setup, because all I'm using is actually just a table with my vinyl mats, so I don't make a mess and ruin the table. And I have, well, the camera, but you can use your phone. And I have, the only thing I like invested in when I started making the videos is just 2 lights, one from each side. That's why you don't see as many shadows for the ponies. I think I have the links in the description, but I will check again. But it's just 2 lights with tripods. And that's all you need, just something to hold the phone or the camera. And this is all to say that I would love to see your videos and your restorations, especially your customs, because there are so many things to do, to explore. So if you need any advice in this regard, please send me a message or leave a comment. And if you can add maybe the like a tag, or just write the word question, that way I can search for it when I'm looking at the comments and give you a proper reply. So back to the cutie mark. This is roughly what it looked like after the first and second go, and then I went over it a few more times to make sure all the colors were solid. Here is the result, more or less. And now let's do the other side. I will make this part much faster, don't worry, and show you what it looks like in the end. Let's play some music. Hello again. I'm so excited about using this tinsel hair. It's the first time I use tinsel hair and it looks so good. So let's prepare our tail rerooting, rehairing instrument. And yes, I am slightly embarrassed by the state of my rerooting tool, but it works so well and we have so many memories. I don't want to get rid of it. Anyway, let's start with the pink hair. From what I could see in the pictures, well, we have pink or fuchsia, or yeah, I'm not sure what the color of this is. Let's say pink, yellow, and the tinsel. And the tinsel goes with the pink. Now, as I usually do, or I should do, although I don't always remember, when I do the like multicolored tails, I will first tie each of the colors together and then put them, like create the tail with them. That way the colors don't mix, because then you might end up with like a different shade. Because suppose, for example, you have a tail that is supposed to be blue and yellow, and you mix all the colors, and you might end up with a green tail, sort of. Oh, and by the way, I'm making a point of like tying this little knot around the remaining hair, because I sometimes forget to do this, and this hair is so long that you might end up with your house covered in strands, which is fun but not particularly advisable. So let's tie the different colors in. I'm gonna put, like I said, the glittery hair with the pink, and here you can see what it looks like once both are tied. Then all you do is tie these two together and it will be ready for the reroot. No, and don't forget to cut the little ends of the white thread, otherwise it might show. Now, so far I had struggled a bit with the painting especially, and I wasn't too happy about the symbol. But when I saw this tail put together, that combination, I completely fell in love with Rapunzel, I have to say. I have to confess, I'm a new Rapunzel convert. I tied the little string that I always use around the tail. I have to change it because it's coming apart. And then I unfortunately had to push the tail in because the little hole had, it was like a belly button outie, so I had to push the plastic in. So it wasn't like perfectly cut off, but that was fine because it was really easy to do. And then all you need to do is just pull and you will have your tail. And obviously, lastly, secure with a zip tie. In this case, I don't know why I use only one. I normally use two, but I figure maybe one is enough. Funny how you sometimes do things hundreds of times and then suddenly you do something else. So here we go, and we have our Rapunzel tail. So far, the hair had been easy to work with because I didn't have to like actually use the needle, but now will come the fun part. Okay, recording this is giving me flashbacks. Rehairing the mane was beautiful. It was a great activity, but I had never rehaired 1 meter of hair. Oh, sorry, rehair, reroot, because I know there is like a controversy about which term to use. I think they're both hopefully understandable. But yeah, 1 meter of hair in a relatively small table, like I explained. I don't have like a huge workspace. Fun times. But before we get to that part, I just wanted to show you that in here I realized that the little dots where the hair goes, they didn't go all the way to like the forehead like in the actual Rapunzel, so I made the holes myself. And we will start with the first stripe. I will leave that in. We will start with the first stripe of pink, which is quite small, and it goes a little closer to the ears than to the top of the pony. And I left some of these bits in so you can see how I do the reroot, like where exactly I place the hair, so it's easier to pick up. I'm not actually sure if all human nails look the same, like if everyone has that little depression in there, but I use that hole to grab the hair with the needle and then obviously push it into the reroot hole. This here is the bit I'm talking about, in case that wasn't crystal clear. Although the image is not very clear, but I hope you get the idea. And so the process continues. I will leave you again with a little bit of music, and I will see you when we finish with the rehair. So, and we are ready for some styling. So, see you soon. And here it is, the last strand of hair. Like I said, this took a little effort because the hair was so long, but I couldn't be happier with the result. It's so beautiful and lush and amazing. Amazing color combination. I love the tinsel, and I need to do a 100% tinsel pony. So for the last step, I'm just going to add 3 tinsel hairs every 3 rows or so, because I also observed that I think there is tinsel in the yellow as well, but it's like much more sparse. It's not a cool word. And ta-da! This is what the beautiful hair looks like after all the tinsel is installed. Now all we need to do is use some fabric glue and yep, set it in place. Okay, and it's time to do our next step, and that's styling the hair. I'm going to use perm rollers, and I'm going to apply some almost boiling hot water to the hair and then let it dry for 2 to 3 days. The process is quite simple, just wrap around the roller and then use some tissue paper to keep it all in place. And this was a bit challenging because the hair is so long, but actually it fit really well on the rollers. I used 3 for the tail and 4 for the mane. So I'm quite happy. And the result, I don't want them to be super tight. I like the more natural look, as you know. So if you want them tighter, you can combine hot water with cold water and leave them on for a few more days. I will hide this little self-advertising here. If you like Disney and you like Rapunzel, and especially if you like Pascal, please head over to my gaming channel where I open the first packs from the game called Lorcana, which is a card trading game from Disney, and it's not in circulation yet. I got some like pre-release cards and I had lots of fun opening them, so I would appreciate if you take a look and maybe let me know what you think. Sorry, I keep insisting on the other channel. I just talk a lot in it, and I know some of you wanted me to talk more. So yeah, any help is highly appreciated. Let's go back to the pony now. And let's look at the result. Here is our custom Rapunzel. And I am so happy with the result. So happy that I didn't want to show you the before, because this is a pleasure to look at. Not because I made it, just because the color combination, like the design by Hasbro, is such a good idea. I didn't really understand why people love Rapunzel so much. Now that I have an approximation to Rapunzel, I can see it. Yeah, I can definitely see it, even though this is, like I said, this is a blank, custom, not the real thing, but I am so happy to have it in my collection. I'm honestly very, very surprised and very happy. The symbol, yeah, it's a different color. It doesn't look nearly as good as the original one, but it's my baby. So yeah, very, very happy. So thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for all your ideas and your comments. If you have any suggestions for the next, especially for spooky month, for October, I'll be happy to hear them. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.